Hey, listen. So lately we've been talking about the changes we've gone through in marriage and some of these things that um, could have jeopardized our marriage.
Mm,
Yeah,
for
some of
sure.
them were very difficult. Some of them were light. We shared a couple light changes that we went through and how we
Hmm.
dealt with those things.
Yep.
And now we're getting into a couple things, and we're going to share with you those things that weren't so light,
Right.
those things that could really threaten a marriage, and some of these things that people, there were marriages that didn't make it, they couldn't cut it.
Mm. Yep.
So we're gonna share one with you now, that was pretty difficult, but
Hmm.
we made it through. So I'll just go ahead and share your.
Okay. So when we got married, which we've been married 37 years, so you can imagine all that we have gone through, good, the bad, and the ugly. But when we got married, he was a very frugal man. He was very serious about budgeting, finances, spending. And part of me believes it's because we didn't have that much. So when you don't have that much, you have to really protect it. And then, of course, our family was growing. So he did not want me just spending money just out there willy nilly spending. So he always held my feet to the fire with how much did you spend? He wanted to know down to the penny. He kept the bank balanced, and he wanted to know where is that last $7? Oh gosh, I don't know where it is. And it was so frustrating for me all the time. But one thing it did was I had to adapt to his style of leadership in that area because he was serious about our finances. We bought our first home when we were 27 years old. We bought our first home because he was so meticulous when it came to our finances. I've always been a spender. He's always had to reel me back in and be like, no, you're
Mhm.
spending too much here. You're doing too much. And it was something I kicked and screamed about for years because my mother was a shopper, so I wanted to shop. That's just how she raised me, to shop. We
Follow
shopped for
suit, huh?
clothes, and
Yeah.
I loved it. She loved it. So I hated getting in a marriage and him telling me I couldn't spend money.
Mhm.
Well, lo and behold, as we've been married some years, and again, these are not changes that happen in the first 10, 15, probably not even 20 years. We've been married 37 years. This has probably been in the last maybe 10 years.
No, actually, it kind of, yeah. Maybe let's just say about 20, 17, about somewhere around 17 years. Yeah,
Okay.
in that area.
Yeah, he started
Hmm.
being a spender,
Yeah, yeah.
and he stopped paying attention to the budget. And financially, we were just kind of, free falling because if you're not going to do it, which I'm used to you doing, and I'm not going to do it because, you always making me act right with spending. And now you're not only are you just letting me spend, but you're now spending too. And
Hmm.
again, I know that's because we had more to spend, but we were becoming less and less financially responsible because he was like, okay, whatever,
Yeah.
I'm spending too. So it became very, very challenging. And it took me finally saying, hey, all right, we have to stop this, because I think he got used to it quick. He got used to
I did.
spending, being able to spend money.
I did.
Um,
It's easy to
yeah,
spend. It's
he.
easy,
Hmm.
and I really wanted to have some fun because I was a little bit uptight for a lot of years about the finances and just making sure I had to make sure we had it. We didn't have nothing to fall back on,
Mm.
nobody to fall back on. So, it was on me. So, I couldn't let it be that, we didn't have money to make it.
And then he stopped caring,
Yeah, I mean, we
and so
started, and that's real.
yeah, he
We
stopped
started,
caring.
we started making a lot more money, and at that point, I felt like I could spend a little more. So, we were both spending, just
Just
spending,
spending,
spending, spending.
spending
Yeah,
freely,
yeah, yeah,
spending on the kids, and
yeah.
spending wherever we wanted to, and
Going out to eat,
going out to
and
eat on a
yeah,
regular basis. And if you don't know better, that's one of the best ways to waste your money.
it
Going
really
out to eat,
is.
buying fast food, going out to dinner,
Hmm.
just, living our best life.
I remember one of them years, not just to, well, put the numbers out there, but definitely doing taxes. We spent about $80,000 on eating food out. Yeah. Hmm.
Big as hell, too.
Yeah, big as hell. Yeah, big bags. Big
Anyway,
bags. Yeah.
so I want to say that the way we were able to finally get a grip on that And it's something that we actually, while not struggling, I won't use the word struggle, but we do have to focus on that still today. We still have to talk to one another, communicate about accountability and spending.
Right.
This is spending too much. You're spending too much here or there or whatever. Those conversations now have to happen. Whereas before, I was counting and relying on him solely to make sure that our finances stayed in order. But now, as we have gotten older and longer in marriage, we now have to both kind of hold each other accountable. One thing that he's good at, he's very future oriented, where I'm more present oriented. I want to deal with the present. He thinks about the future. So sometimes I have to remind him of our goals, of what we're trying to accomplish, of what we're facing soon, because we're getting older and we're coming up on retirement. And so some of those things are very helpful in our communication, and being able to do that in a safe space where we're not condemning one another, and not getting defensive when the person is saying it, because we actually understand that this is a challenge that we're both facing. And anytime we're facing a challenge, it's always you and your spouse against the problem.
Right.
It's not you and your spouse against one another. Yeah. So when we think of it like that, this is us against this problem, then we have a better chance of tackling it successfully. So if you're having any problems dealing with something like this in your marriage, and that could have led us to, a terrible ending, because most marriages that do end usually end because of financial issues and financial problems. So luckily enough for us, it didn't even happen until we had been married for probably 20 years. So we didn't have to deal with that in the first few years and didn't have to fight that giant. But if you are in that type of situation and you need help navigating it, we're here for you. We've been through these things. We understand how to help you get to the other side. So please, please comment, help me in the comments, or simply reach out to us through our DMs so that we can get in touch with you and schedule time to spend with you to help you to navigate this very difficult terrain in marriage. Good luck and God bless.